Warriors NRL Fanatics, welcome back to the YouTube channel. And this is going to be my round 2 game preview between the Gold Coast Titans and the New Zealand Warriors. And this is going to be my round 6 game review between the Sydney Roosters and the New Zealand Warriors, game which was played at the Sydney Cricket Ground last Sunday afternoon. Now look, the way we started this game was very promising because I thought we looked very threatening in attack. I think the Roosters, they didn't really break our defence. Our defence was outstanding.
Strong. I think they're pretty even, but I'll probably take the Cowboys just because there's a little bit more experience, but also a lot of good youth, so I'll probably go Cowboys, but really it's whatever with the benches. The benches are pretty even, I reckon.
Warriors NRL Fanatics, welcome back to the YouTube channel, and this is going to be my NRL Magic Round tips. Yes, I will be attending Magic Round on the Saturday. I'll be there for all 3 games. So, yeah, look, I'm looking forward to it. I went last year. Last year was my first time going up for Magic Round, and it was a great event. Although I only attended the one day, it was a festival round of footy, and yeah, there was a lot of fans there, and it was good to go to the Warriors fan meetup, which I will be going to again this year, which is at the Lord Alfred Hotel. So for those Warriors fans that live in Brisbane, there is a meetup there at the Lord Alfred Hotel, and that'll be at 12 PM there. So yeah, there'll be some past Warriors players like Grant Ravelli, Mark Tukey, and Kevin Campion as well. And yeah, the Ruin Hammer are the ones that have organised this event, and the Warrior Nation will be there as well. So yeah, do go up there if you are, if you are there. Do go up to the Lord Alfred Hotel, and yeah, it's a good event there where you can see the past players and meet up with fellow Warriors supporters. So yeah, I will be there. So make sure you do, if you do see me, come and say hello. But if you aren't going to the meetup, I will be at the ground. So yeah, make sure if you do see me at the ground, come and say hello. So yeah, let's get into it now. So Magic Round tips now. So it's on Friday the 30th of May. It sees the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs versus Newcastle Knights. It kicks off at 6 PM Australian time. The Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs at Sportsbet are paying $1.73. Newcastle Knights are paying $2.11. Now, both of these teams, it is really hard to get a read on. Now, the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, they got a win against the Roosters a week ago. And then they lost to the Canberra Raiders down there in Canberra. The Newcastle Knights are a little bit in a hole at the moment. They're on a losing streak. They are really struggling. They definitely need a few players back. They've got a few players out still, and I believe they got some players coming back from injuries and that in the next couple of weeks. So, look, both these sides are sitting 15th and 16th on the ladder. Now, a win for either side, probably is the main thing for both. And look, if I'm looking at last week's performance and judging it off both teams' performances, I thought the Bulldogs were disappointing against the Raiders. I thought they were going to play a lot better there. The Newcastle Knights, first half against the Cowboys, they were in front 16-12. So they showed a lot more for me. So, you know what? In terms of the betting prices, the Bulldogs are $1.73 here, so the Newcastle Knights are $2.11. And yeah, look, I'm going to go with the Newcastle Knights here, actually. And I think they'll finally get a win after a couple of weeks of, recent struggles. And I'll go them by 10 points. Now, in terms of anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Kalen Ponga. And I'll go with Dominic Young. On to the second game now, and it sees the Manly Warringah Seagulls versus the Brisbane Broncos, and it's at 7:55 p.m. Australian Eastern Time. At Sportsbet, the Manly Seagulls are $1.68, Brisbane Broncos $2.19. Now, look, at the start of the year, you would think this game was going to be one-way traffic, but the Brisbane Broncos over the last couple of weeks have really shown some great form. Since that loss to the Warriors, they've been a lot better lately. And for the Manly Seagulls, they got a good win last week at home there. And look, this game is actually quite a difficult game to call. And it could go either way. And, Manly Seagulls are favourites at Sportsbet. But I wouldn't write the Brisbane Broncos off. Now, you look at Herbie Farnworth, he's been good this year for Brisbane. He's been in good form in terms of their outside backs there. Corey Oates has been playing well. Adam Reynolds is starting to find his feet at Brisbane now, and he's helping them get some wins there. And look, I was tempted to tip Brisbane here. I was really tempted to back an upset. But with the Seagulls and Tommy Trbojevic, I think Manly have got a bit more in terms of their attack here. So, look, I'll go with the Seagulls here to win by 4 points. Now, I would definitely not be surprised if Brisbane get up and get a result here and get the win and get an upset. But I've gone safe here, and I'll go with Manly to win by 4. Now, in terms of anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Ruben Garrick, and I'll go with Tommy Turbo to score. On to Saturday, the 14th of May now. And look, the first game, the New Zealand Warriors versus South Sydney Rabbitohs, I did do a preview with CJ Moxley on the YouTube channel. So if you want to see our predictions and thoughts ahead of that game, go check that video out and go give that a like as well and go comment your thoughts on that video. But go check that one out. On to the second game now. It's the Gold Coast Titans versus St George Illawarra Dragons. And this is at 5:30 p.m. And the Gold Coast Titans at Sportsbet are paying $2.03. St George Illawarra Dragons are paying $1.79. Look, the Gold Coast Titans against the Sydney Roosters was a pretty poor performance for the Titans. They really didn't show a lot. And, the last couple of weeks haven't been good for the Gold Coast Titans, to be quite honest here. As for the St George Illawarra Dragons, tough game against the Melbourne Storm, very difficult. Look, the first half, they were only trailing 12-0, which is fair credit to them, but in the end, they got blown off the park in the second half. So, look, I'm going to go with an upset here, I think the Titans are due for when it's, you can't keep going on a losing streak forever, and I think the Titans will finally get a win, and it's at Suncorp Stadium too, but it's on neutral territory, and I think the Titans, will finally get a result. And I'll go with them to win by 8. Now, in terms of anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Jaden Campbell to score. And for the Dragons, I'm going to go with Zach Lomax. On to the final game now. It sees the Melbourne Storm versus the Penrith Panthers. This is a game which myself and I'm sure a lot of NRL fans, neutrals, whether you're a Penrith fan or you're a Melbourne fan, be looking forward to this game. Look, Penrith last week coming off a very, very shock result against the Parramatta Eels at home. Their unbeaten home streak is ended. And look, as for the Melbourne Storm, they took care of business against the Dragons at home there. Now, the biggest loss for the Melbourne Storm is there is no Ryan Papenhuyzen for the next couple of weeks. He is out due to an injury. Look, it's a big blow for them, but Nick Meaney does take place in the fullback spot, and Nick Meaney's not a bad player, actually. I think he's pretty handy there. So, look, Melbourne, if you look at Penrith's side, you'll say Penrith have the better side on paper, but Melbourne, you just can't count them out. We know with the Storm and in their recent history, they've always shown that whoever they bring in, whether it's from a Queensland Cup side like the Sunshine Coast Falcons, that they always come in and get the job done. And they've always had the players regardless. So, look, never write the Melbourne Storm off here. I think this will be a very good game. It'll be close. It'll go down to the wire for me. And you know what? I am going to tip an upset. And look, if you're looking at Melbourne Storm's record at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane, it's outstanding. They don't lose too many games there besides last year's preliminary final against Penrith. But bearing that, they always seem to do well in Queensland. So, I think Melbourne can do it. I know this might be a big call, but Penrith probably will lose 2 in a row here, and I'm going to go with Storm by 6. I just think they can get the job done. And in terms of anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Justin Olam, Xavier Coates, and I'll go with Taylor May and Brian To'o to score. On to Sunday, the 15th of May, sees the Cronulla Sharks versus the Canberra Raiders, and it's at 1:50 p.m. Look, the Cronulla Sharks, as much as it pains me to say it, very brave against the Warriors. 11 players they had on the field last week, and they still managed to get the result over the Warriors. So, yeah, that's such a big win. It really helps the Sharks, and it gives them confidence moving into the back end of the year. So, it could be a result that decides whether they make the top 4 or not. As for the Canberra Raiders, look, they got the job done against the Bulldogs. They needed a win, and they got it after they lost to the Warriors the previous week. So, look, sports bet, Cronulla Sharks $1.39, Canberra Raiders $3.03. Massive outsiders there, the Canberra Raiders. You know what? I would not be surprised if the Canberra Raiders go in at halftime leading against the Sharks. It might be a bit of a bold call here. They could take the lead at halftime against the Sharks, and the Sharks might go on and win it in the second half. So, look, I am going to tip the Sharks here to win. I'll go Sharks by 14. In terms of anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Ronaldo Mulatalo. On to the second game on Sunday. It sees the Sydney Roosters versus the Parramatta Eels, and this is at 4:05 p.m. So this is the game that will be on Channel 9 and Fox League. The Sydney Roosters at Sportsbet are paying $2.08. Parramatta Eels are paying $1.75. If you look at the Sydney Roosters, look, they haven't really been convincing over the last couple of weeks. They lost to the Bulldogs. Then the previous week, they bet the Gold Coast Titans up there at Mackay. So, look, I kind of expected a lot better from the Sydney Roosters. I had them as my minor premiers, and it's still early days. They could still make a run at it, but at the moment, they are just they're just not there at the moment in terms of their performances. For the Parramatta Eels, look, they have been a little bit up and down. They got a good win over the Penrith Panthers last week. So saying that, look, we know Parramatta Eels don't have the best of records against the Sydney Roosters, but I am going to tip the Eels here to win. I think they can get the result, and I'll go with the Parramatta Eels by just 1 point. 1 point. And I will say there will be a field goal by Mitchell Moses, and it'll be close to the end of the second half, and he will get it over, and Parramatta will just win by 1 point. Now, in terms of anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Will Palacini and Hayes Perham to score. On to the last game to wrap up NRL Magic Round. It says the West Tigers versus North Queensland Cowboys, and it's at 6:25 p.m. Australian Eastern Time. West Tigers are paying $2.86. North Queensland Cowboys are paying $1.43. The West Tigers, look, they have been showing a lot better in terms of their effort and their performances, but in terms of the North Queensland Cowboys, now, yes, I know people are going to argue the case and say that they're not beating the top teams and that, but full credit to them, they're beating what's in front of them, and they are currently sitting inside the top 6 at the moment on the ladder. So, look, The North Queensland Cowboys here are paying $1.43. West Tigers $2.86. And I am going to tip the Cowboys here, but I am not going to tip a 13 plus margin. I think the West Tigers can compete with the Cowboys in this game. Also, they'll compete for the first half, and then the second half, I think they will fade away. So, look, for the Tigers, you know, their key is just Jackson Hastings. He's the key player for them if they are to get up and pick up a upset result there. So, for me, I'll go with the Cowboys 1-12, and anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Cole Felt and Scott Drinkwater to cross over. So, yeah, guys, that wraps up my NRL Magic Round tips for round 10. Let me know who you're tipping for this week's games down in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel and you haven't already done so, I would appreciate it if you click that subscribe button down below. The channel at the moment is at 1,120 subscribers. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Click the subscribe button down below. It does help in terms of the growth and the algorithm on the channel. And yeah, don't forget to like the video as well. Click the thumbs up on the video. Click the bell so you don't miss a notification when I go live on the YouTube channel next or when I upload. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one.